This channel is supported by Truefire. Truefire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite... Alright, give it a rest, bud. Anyway, the All Access membership is available for $150 off at the moment up till Christmas Eve. If you're looking for an opportunity to get in at that, so $99 for access to all of the Truefire stuff for a year. Pretty good deal. In this video I wanted to kind of shout out some of my favourite guitars that I can remember playing this year, some guitars that might have surprised me, some guitars that did what I expected, that sort of thing. First up is the Jet, which I'm going to be playing for this intro. If you want my backing tracks, by the way, £2 on Patreon, you get my backing tracks. I'll put this one up. It's kind of inspired by Sabrina Carpenter's taste. Oh, by the way, if you like the tones in this video, I was using for the intro Eric Lee 2023, my Helix preset, which you can grab from the Gumroad folder. Or for this demo bit here, I was using Glassy Plexi 2024, which is a bit of a brighter, glassier tone. But if you want to check those out, feel free. So this one surprised me because it, to me, looks like whoever designed this at Jet was thinking, let's build something like a Sir Modern. Now, I've played a few Sir Moderns, and for me, they don't really do a whole lot. So that's why it was kind of surprising to me when this thing showed up. And I actually really enjoyed playing it. The Jet guitars, in the main, are focused towards the slightly cheaper end. And this was like a move to... I think they've started this thing called Jet Elite models. I was really impressed by it. I lent it to two friends. So Dr. Chris Elphick really liked it. And Tony from up the road liked it less. He kind of said it was fine. So two contrasting opinions for you there. What you can say, you know, mahogany body, a nice sort of roasted, slight bit of flame on there, jet locking tuners. So in terms of hardware and stuff, we're kind of good. It looks like a pretty thin veneer maple top. There's not like tons of depth to it. Goto style hardware. And yeah, but the main thing that I took away from it, and this has been the thing with a few Jet guitars this year, is that there was a certain clarity. Tony also didn't find the trem stability to be amazing, so he said that if it was his guitar that he'd probably, you know, pay some attention to the nut. So just some honest feedback there. But for me, I was really quite impressed with it. I've played a couple of the more expensive Sires this year, and for the money I thought this was actually, the Sire has it beaten on specs and stuff, but I actually thought the instrument, this is more resonant, £300 cheaper and that sort of stuff. So I wanted to stick this one on the list. For me, the Silver Sky kind of came out of nowhere because I tried a Silver Sky in the past, but when one came up for £1,150, partly because it's got this kind of lacquer crack here, which I've since seen there's been a couple more that I've seen online that have a crack, so I don't know, maybe this nitro is liable to shrinkage or something like that. But anyway, I don't care about that because I'm just playing the guitar. What I kind of like about the Silver Sky is that it's a really nice weight guitar. For the money I paid, I think it's a fantastic guitar. It's got a dark rosewood board, a nice chunky full neck, and is reliable, plays well, stays in tune. I need to let Tony borrow this one actually. I've got it strung with D'Addario 9.5 XS coated strings. And it sort of inspires me to play a little bit different. I'm more comfortable bending on this guitar than many others, I think. Yeah, and you can get them really reasonably priced used, or in the UK they're often for sale at Peach at like $1,999, which I think is a really reasonable price for an S-type guitar made in America of this quality. I would say I rate this quite a bit higher than the American vintage stuff, and put it kind of up there with custom shop quality, which is about $1,000 more at least. This guitar I've actually gigged a couple of times this year, and I find that this is a guitar that kind of is so different to my other things. Kind of looks like Sire took a page out of Godin's sheet, but this is one that they sent me to check out. This is my favourite Sire that I played this year. This is the G5, but yeah, just a nylon guitar. I actually left it at a gig and then got sent a text afterwards like, did you mean to leave this? So almost got away. Yeah, this one's been a real nice one to gig. Not heavy, but not light either for an acoustic. But importantly, for live stuff, it didn't feed back at all, which is obviously not going to happen with a like chambered guitar like this. But at sort of bar gigs where playing an acoustic guitar wasn't really as possible, this came in really handy, and like a lounge style gig as well, where you're playing like sort of that mix between acoustic and jazzy stuff. This really was a very fun guitar to play, so I thought I'd put this in the list. When my favourite guitar builder, Chris at K Line, said that he started building Les Pauls, I was like, right, I need to talk about that. Then when it actually came time to buy one, or you know, when he made one and was like, you know, do you want to check this out? We were just putting in for a mortgage on this house, and it kind of wasn't really the right sort of timing. He then later on this year kind of just said, you know, I want to send you one, which is incredibly generous and crazy. But, you know, K Line guitars, I think I've helped to spread the word about it a little bit. So this is the KL59, and this is my Les Paul for life, I think. So it's got a few things that initially I thought, you know, doesn't look exactly like a Les Paul, am I going to mind? But then when I played it and it's under £8 and plays like it does, it's absolutely perfect. So yeah, just a lovely instrument. It's got that brightness to it that I like. It's got that lightweight to it. What seems to be a very thin finish. All good stuff. And importantly, for a Les Paul, for me, I didn't want something that was going to be like heavy. And this is under £8, which for a Les Paul is remarkably light. I wanted to finish this one off. My buddy Jake this year, not a trust fund kid, but you know, likes to trade in expensive, for me, guitars. And this year he's had some interesting things. He had the Collins Julian Large, and that was like one of the most different guitars that I played this year. I could never see myself owning something like that. But he recently went on a trip to Nashville and ended up falling in love with this Nachocaster, which he brought back. And I don't know if any of you guys kind of dug the way that sounded. But I just plugged it in straight DI into my interface, and it sounded incredible. I really was inspired by that instrument. It made me think, you know, perhaps I should be on the lookout for a Nachocaster. But I wanted to shout out that guitar because that's a great little instrument, made in Valencia by Nacho, and that one kind of jumped out at me as being like a really nice guitar. It had like this V neck to it. And yeah, if you know anything about Nachocasters, he, you know, has a wood shop like 5 miles down the road apparently, which do the necks and that sort of thing. Nacho seems to be like an authority on Blackguard tellies, and so it's not really a surprise that that's a really nice one. Of course, a Telecaster can be a very cheap guitar and can be a very expensive one. I don't know if you would ever buy a Nachocaster or a Fender Custom Shop or whatever, but that guitar did speak to me, and I really like the sound of those pickups, so I thought that should go on maybe the top of the list. So that's my guitars of the year. Let me know if you've got favourites, and yeah. Oh, by the way, if you like the tones in this video, I was using for the intro Eric Lee 2023, my Helix preset, which you can grab from the Gumroad folder. Or for this demo bit here, I was using Glassy Plexi 2024, which is a bit of a brighter, glassier tone. But if you want to check those out, feel free.